I jumped too. All righty, here we go. We are now recording. Hello and welcome. Welcome, everybody. I got a big screen all of a sudden. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wine Harmony Spotlight on JLJL. All righty, here we go. We are double trouble, double time. One day I'll get this all together. 10 years later. What's going on? Hi, welcome to the show. It's myself and the lady of the hour, who she is the spotlight, the mini spotlight, Tami Goveia.
Top of the morning.
This time I'm using my coffee and confidence. Coffee in one hand, confidence in the other.
Ooh.
Welcome to the show. It is February 2nd. Can't believe that. 2025. Where did January go, Tami?
Did we have a January?
Well, apparently we did.
Actually, January here in LA was pretty memorable.
Yeah, that's actually that part's
so
true.
I'm glad that's, behind us. That seems to be everyone's attitude right now. It's like January's done. Let's pivot and move forward into a better space.
Yes, and she's right. All the fires are contained, just for people who have been asking us what's going on. Yeah. They are contained, apparently. So now it's time for the cleanup. It's devastating to look at. I can't look at the pictures. It's too crazy.
Yeah.
But also, we have rain coming this week, Tami.
We do. Oh.
So more rain. I think Tuesday through Thursday, more rain.
So does that mean like a half an inch for you and a half an inch for me?
Right, exactly. Last time, folks. Yeah, last time I didn't rain that hard like I was supposed to.
They say rain's coming in LA. When you're talking about hundreds of miles of land here, people, where is it going to rain?
Yeah. So it wasn't, that's the wrong thumbnail, folks. That's the right one.
Thank you, Mother Nature. Bring it on.
Yes. Please bring it on. We appreciate it. And folks, it's Black History Month. So I am going to say just a couple of words because I feel like I'm getting flack for this a little bit. I don't care. JLJ Media, James Lott Jr., and most of the folks on my channel, we celebrate Black History Month because Black History Month is American history. And it just gives a chance to spotlight some of the things that some of our Black Americans have contributed to, including soaps. We have a lot of stuff going on. So throughout the month, as I always do every year, I'll be celebrating on different various shows and having conversations, because it's all about conversations. You should always still be able to talk about Black Americans and their American history throughout this month. So I'm gonna make sure we're not going to stop no matter what our administrations are these days. We're not going to stop here. We're going to continue that.
And I heard the best quote, and it was on a Hallmark movie.
Oh my God! Okay, yes.
I will give it to Hallmark.
Okay.
History is written by the winners. So to your point, James, it's important to have conversations about what happened, what may have actually happened, and whether people choose to argue it or believe it or what have you is irrelevant, because when you have a conversation, you're exchanging ideas and thoughts and etc. So
I am with Tami on that completely. Just conversations are great. So you should always not stop talking. Do not stop talking. It moves the needle forward when you talk. It stops the needle when you don't talk. That's just my little thoughts on that. So make sure to that. And because of that, we have a show starting, and they're really ramping up those commercials. They're showing Beyond the Gates, making its history.
I am at the gate right now. Let me in. Let me in.
Girl. It looks good. I mean, the more they're showing, I'm telling you, folks, I don't care who's starring in it. It looks good.
It does.
It does. So that's February 24th. For you guys who don't know for sure. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Janaea. Hi, you guys. Good to see you guys too. But yeah, we're excited. So that's a historic making series is coming out February 24th, CBS after the show. So it's like 1 o'clock. Well, as long as it's 1 o'clock. But it's after Bold and Beautiful and Young and Restless. So people were asking me that too. It's not
so good for everybody.
Yes, I agree.
How long has it been? 20, 25 years since a new show?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm really hoping, because we know the show is going to be good. That's not what
yes.
I'm hoping that it starts a momentum so we can get a few more daytime dramas onto the landscape.
Could you imagine, Tammy, could you imagine the three networks having a soap block again, each having a soap block again?
James, I would be crying. I seriously would be just like, oh my God. This remind because I was an ABC gal, Ryan's Hope. Was that Ryan's Hope was on ABC, right?
Yeah, it was. No, it started after
Ryan's
that.
Hope, and then All My Children, then One Life to Live, and General Hospital. That was my world. Computer class in high school, forget you. I'm finding an empty classroom and watching Luke and Laura getting married. That's what I was doing.
Yeah. We used to go across the street from school. My friend lives across the street. We went over there and watched Luke and Laura get married. So yeah, I understand. We did. Medora, yes, the Gates production looks amazing and a good slap. Not mad about it. I know. Frank Moran wants some soap slaps. He's missing soap slaps. You know that on our shows are missing them. So yes, it looked really good. I'm like, no, seriously. The more they're showing it, it really does. Hello, oh my God, yes, CBS daytime lineup is back in gear. Let's make a deal. Price is right. Young and Restless Bone. And yeah, it is. So ABC and NBC, would be wonderful if that could happen. I mean, come on, it'd be wonderful.
Was Capital?
There was Capital,
Was that ABC?
Texas, Search
What
for
was on
Tomorrow, Another World,
what was on at 3 o'clock on ABC?
Edge of Night.
Edge of Night.
My
Oh,
girl Lori Loughlin. I get to ask her questions about that when I met her a few years ago. But Candace Beck will be joining us in the after this on Bold and Beautiful. There's Ethel, King Clark, Beauty for Ashes. Hi, you guys. But we're excited.
okay, Kenneth is late. Kenneth is late to the chat, so he needs to put a quarter into the box.
Quarter in the box, exactly.
No, tardiness is not accepted here.
Come on, King Clark, work it out. Okay. Also, it's exciting. So I think check out they're out there. So this looks so exciting. Hi, Janet. Hi, everybody. So excited about that. Okay, so a little bit of church announcements. After this, Candace Mack is in the chat, and I and Tami Goveia will be talking about the bold and the beautiful. There's so much going on show that. Let's say it again, Tami.
Representing the blue.
He is right now, actually. I'm gonna change it to blue for that one. But I'm telling you guys, that show is just doing whatever it wants. I'm like Bill and Luna too. Everything. I mean, I'm like, I can't stop watching it right now. I can't stop. The show is like, I'm like, I can't stop watching it. Oh, so crazy. And then after that, Frank Moran and his emails and I will be talking about General Hospital. We got lots to talk about. Cody's running his mouth. He's telling everybody Sasha's pregnant and Jason's the father. I'm like, oh my God.
He's just on the spiral of self-destruction.
Oh my God. And Perry Shen, he will be getting the scene of the week on our show when he was kissing his biceps. Let's want that off.
If you can read yeah.
And he was like, well, that whole sequence was hilarious. We're gonna talk about that. And Perry's a friend of our show, so we're gonna talk about that also, of course. And then of course, my chocolate twin, I talked to him this morning, Tony Moore, and his cohorts, I won't say cohorts, are gonna be talking about this is Shady Sunday, and his cohorts. We'll be talking about Days of Our Lives at 3 o'clock on their channel, Audition Days. And if you live in Los Angeles, go Audition Days. You can meet me, meet Tami, meet any of them, Mark J. Freeman, or whatever, at a live event next Saturday. So next Saturday, Tami and I will be there celebrating the 10th anniversary of Audition Days. And so there'll be no show Sunday, because Sunday's the Super Bowl. We want that. But next day, but they look at people who live in Los Angeles. They want to come for some food, some drink, some meet and greet, and we're going to do a show. We're also going to do a show. But at Rocco's West Hollywood. I'm sorry, to the next. Rocco. What?
Have you been to Rocco's?
Once with Tony recently. I went recently, and we went. It was between lunch and dinner. It was like a quiet. We had a quiet time. We had a good time. I liked the food. Food was really good.
What kind of drink was
it? It's like I had some kind of. He had pasta. I had one of the burgers, burger and fries.
Great.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Pasta. But I don't go out to West Hollywood very often. Everybody knows that. I only go out to West Hollywood because Tony asked me to come. I'm not a fan of West Hollywood, but this place is cute. Come meet us. That's the whole thing. Come meet us. That's the draw. That's next Saturday. So I think it's between 1 and 4, I think. But go to Audition Days for more details They will tell you so and support them. And if not, then watch the show. Because then after that, the following few days later, it's my 10-year anniversary doing hosting because of that show. And I will be doing a special episode of something then, just so stay tuned with that. So I'm kind of going to celebrate. I always celebrate my 10 years also. I would not be here. Again, if it wasn't for Tony Moore, so I would not be here.
I want to say I started in February with Tony,
Yeah,
20, 2018.
no, before that, yeah, because you and I did no, wait a minute. Because you and I celebrating 7 years. Yes, you did, because then before you came on Bold Breakdown a couple of times, then my Bell's palsy hit in June of 2018. I was gone the rest of the year. And I have the episode where I came back the following year, 2019, February, and you came with it. So yeah. So yes, that was a yes. So yeah, I think you're about 7 years.
Yeah.
So, Tony
Lucky
found you.
seven. I have to celebrate my lucky seven.
Lucky seven. So we're here because, but we'll be back for that. That'll be a lot of fun. So that's next week. But anyway, so yeah, check all that out. So just we are your OG peeps. All 4 shows. We've been around for a long time. And we enjoy doing this. And some of us are still doing it. Others are still friends to the shows. They may not do it now, like Lucretia Lyon and Ladine Harvey and Carla Renata and Mark Schaefer. They may not do the shows now, but they are friends to the shows. We still talk to some of them, of course. And so we've had an amazing run. And this all started because of AfterBuzz TV. I will give them their props, AfterBuzz TV. I had the balls to walk in there and say, you have a show for General Hospital? And they said, cast it. And that started from there. I didn't even know how to produce shows. I was like, oh, you have a show now? I think back, like, oh, Chance, you had the balls to do that. I had no idea. And they let me do it. So
it was that kind of space, though.
Yeah.
It was that kind of space. Very creative.
Yeah, it's very creative. I miss it. So anyway, that's one of the story. Okay, so that's your church announcements for now. I also want to mention really quickly. We used to do this all the time after TV, but I want to say thank you. So I looked at all my numbers for last year, 2024. We had a record year. We had over 300,000 views on my YouTube channel. So now we're close to 2 million views on my YouTube channel. So thank you guys. But it's the podcast listeners. I'm almost at 2 million listens on downloads. And I want to thank, this show's a huge hit on the podcast version, Tami. This one, Bold and GH. And I just want to say thank you for listening. You guys listen to us. You don't watch us, you listen. So I just want to say thank you for listening to us, because you are just, I mean, seriously, just as important to the success of JLJ Media as the video version. Tami, you want to say a couple of things?
Yes, I mean, we say our thank yous, and I really don't think the audience understands the depth of our gratitude. There's a million things that you can listen to nowadays. You got options. You got plenty of options. So your loyalty and your the fact that you enjoyed this as much as we do, it's just wonderful. So thank you.
I agree. I mean, 30 folks watching, more coming in. I'm like, this is your Sunday. Like, you want to spend it with us. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody involved in all of this. So I just want to say thank you to you guys. You guys are listening. Yes. We love you. We do. We love you. We love you too. But I make sure podcasts, they know that. Keep listening and downloading it. It helps the success of my channel also. But Tami and I and Amanda appreciate it. So Amanda's not with us today, but she'll be back in a few weeks. Like I said, again, we're not here next week. So we're not here next week, folks. You guys are like, next week's the Super Bowl. We're not here next week. So we'll be back after that. On Candace is saying, make sure you RSVP, let them know you will attend. If you are quote unquote flying in for that, we can make sure you take live videos of the reactions.
Oh.
I know Candace is doing something. But the whole point is go to Edition Days and see. Candace goes, I just didn't watch this show for Tami and Amanda for LOL. It's Shady Sunday. Don't matter, watch for them. I'm still here. Yes. Okay. Let's get into that. So the main story. We had just caught our breath from the whole Jordan experience the week before. This was very interesting, Tami, too, because we haven't talked about this at all. We have a text chain, and we haven't talked about this part though. Well, I think it was Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday. I think it was a day or two. where it was just that story.
It was
It was
just, you noticed that too. I didn't realize that
kind of
until I think the next day.
keep saying here. I went, wait a minute, they didn't show any other story. It was
Uh,
all the ranch. It was all Ian against it, and he was calling people in, and then people would come in. It was like, oh, that's right. It was just that story. You know, in the opening they showed other people, but I was like, there was no fillers or anything this week. Like they didn't give the credits, but it was like, no, it's a full on. But they didn't tout it as uh, a special episode or anything. They just did it as a regular. It took me a minute too. I was like, oh, it's just them. It's like there's nobody else. And it happened like I think a day or day and a half. It was just that story.
yeah. And kudos to the power of the writing.
Whew.
Writers on Y&R, I mean, always. But to do that, it's like an actor carrying a film, right? You got a Tom Cruise or whatever. You get hired to carry the film. Well, this storyline is powerful enough to carry an entire episode
I know. I know. It was.
and not even
And
aware of it, like you said.
no, right. And Ray Wise, we have to give him his props. We already gave Colleen Zeke her props. These were his Emmy nomination scenes, obviously, for a guest performer. All that dialogue, all those monologues, all that is, I mean, back and forth.
Yep.
I mean, it was just like, it was him versus the Newmans, which I titled this. They kept calling Newmans in. It's kind of crazy. And almost Abby was there almost. She was almost there. But she didn't make it. They didn't call her. It was like, it makes sense to have someone who's against the whole family. And the thing is, each one had their own weird thing with Ian. Adam had his own thing with Ian, like the other thing. And then also, and we'll talk later after this about the fallout and hearing Daniel's side of things and that whole thing that happened on Friday, which is a good episode too. And meanwhile, before that, we had the whole Mariah and Tessa thing, all that going on too. Like Ian and Jordan, they spread their wares throughout the canvas. Tammy, it was crazy.
They sprinkled their poison everywhere.
They did.
Yeah.
It was like they really did. It
Yeah.
affected the whole canvas almost, just about.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the. Well, I guess before we should get to, because first Tessa is missing, but then comes
So
back.
what did you think about the resolution of that?
Weird.
I didn't understand.
Either.
Like, I don't know. Would I have preferred that he had actually because I believed Ian when he said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh,
It's
he
like,
does.
oh. And she's not, to Mariah's point, she wouldn't do that to hurt Mariah.
No.
She wouldn't hurt her like that by just taking off with Arya and not tell her because she's mad. That's not Tessa.
Right.
But so why did they do that?
I don't know, kids. So I'm you guys at home. You guys fully understand that whole situation because I think something's weird to me, which will lead to story. I'm hoping that leads to
You think
story.
so?
I don't know. I mean, you're right. Like, that's true. Actually, Tammy's right. Like, will it do? That's actually not. Janae's like disappointed. I was robbed of a kidnapping. Janae, it's the first time I ever read a sentence like that before. That's like,
Janae, I was robbed of a kidnapping. I love it. Yes.
I get the context. It's kind of that's kind of, I've never read that before.
Maybe I was feeling that way too. I was like, wait a minute.
You're robbed of Tammy was robbed of kidnapping people. That's the problem.
Right.
The story.
Oh my God. I gotta write that.
I know. Janaea, you get the comment of the morning so far. That is hilarious.
From the chat.
As she said, I disappointed I was robbed of a kidnapping. She wanted kidnapping people. God bless America. Well, the chat's talking. This is what the chat says. I don't buy Tessa's story. Also, dear GA, I almost said GH. Y&R, that child's a freaking toddler. She's 2, not a freaking infant.
Ooh, they got some feels for this.
They do. What if Tessa's related to Ian because she came back looking weird? I think Ian is going after Mariah. Terrible ending for Tessa. But I still think he's either going to hurt Tessa or there's more to come. Remember he did wait. We'll give that a second.
Yeah.
Everybody's loud and Robin. I feel like everybody thought they were getting kidnapped. That's so hilarious. Everybody's like, if people feel robbed and didn't kidnap a character, it's hilarious. What has Tammy started? Oh, that's the comment. Yes, right. That's the comment of the week. I was robbed of a kidnapping. Dang
Oh,
it.
my living word.
That is hilarious. So I don't know, kids. So they're like us. We were feeling like, what? Because his eyes did open. I don't think it's done yet. Maybe it's not done.
Oh no, it's not done. And it's kind of sick what so daytime dramas can do to you because they jade you to a
Yes.
certain extent where Jordan's dead. Is she really dead?
I know they do. I
Is she?
know.
Because days were
I
bringing
know.
people back from the dead with the concoction by Doctor Who or whatever his name was.
Ralph.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think she's dead. Ian, we know for sure isn't. He will return to finish what he started because it ain't
I
over
think so too.
anymore.
Yes.
And I'm glad because I want more Cameron Grimes. I want me some
Yeah,
more,
yeah, yes. Yeah. I
and it'll
agree.
be good. It'll be good story for Tessa, and like it'll finally be a good story for them. But yeah.
And he said also Abby saved Tessa. She was the only Newman missing in all this story. They always treat Abby like she's not a Newman. Like
I
she's always
know.
she's an Abbott
Yeah.
mostly. And it's kind of weird. It's a weird, but I'm glad that he did mention her as I want all the children here. Um, but Abby was doing the Tessa thing. I mean, I'm with you guys. I feel like there's something just not exactly correct.
This is
Something not correct. I was like, I don't know.
it,
So yeah, right. It looks like a Tami.
it was a funny moment. You had most of the clan there, and then he calls Adam. Just, oh, dad calling me in the middle of the night. Like it was cracking me up, right? They go, I gotta take the call.
I
Get over here, it's an emergency. And Adam thinking, like, what is this? They never include me. Like, talk about
right,
being treated like a Newman.
right.
Gets there, and the
Uh,
first person he sees is Ian. And Ian's just jumping for joy when he sees Adam because he can just rub his nose
oh, he
into
can.
their alliance, from the past. It was
Yes.
awesome.
I like. Oh, I just love it. So it was. It was. I mean, it was. It. So she's. Yeah, it's weird, but I feel like we're not done with that yet. I feel like that's not like on purpose. Um, they should have found Tessa in the car and have already missed. I mean, there's a lot they could have done. But they wrapped it up kind of.
Yeah.
So but I don't think it's done. I think that's too it was too neat. I think it's too neat. So I think we're not done yet. But with you, I believe, yeah, Ian was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because I think Ian likes Tessa on some level. Also, I think he liked her. And so yeah, he didn't kidnap them. Like he
He
didn't.
doesn't give a rat's ass about Tessa.
I don't know. I think there's always every villain you have to have some kind of Achilles heel or something. So it's kind of like you have to have some kind of one thing or two things that makes them not completely evil, or else become too cartoonish. But Frank about that all the time. We
Well,
say, about Valentine Castine when he came on, he killed Nicholas. Well, we thought he killed Nicholas, and
right.
it's like, then how do you come back from that? They made it work years later to a character we love. Well, love whatever. So I love like we like a lot. But I'm thinking, well, at least have some kind of like he saved Tessa's life, even though he kind of caused. Like it's like I feel like there's some kind of weird thing there.
His redeeming quality is his charm to me.
But
I
yes,
don't think I don't think there's a redeemable element of Ian Ward.
yeah,
And I don't think there's a redeemable element of Jordan either. I think through and through, Valentine was not an evil villain. He wasn't a villain to me. He wasn't ever a villain. He was, to Laura's point, he was just somebody that made bad choices. Like Nicholas, he makes bad choice, but they're not evil. Jordan and Ian are evil. What do you
anything.
think, chat? That's a poll question.
They're talking. They're talking.
Is
They're
is,
saying.
is there
Um,
something redeemable?
so Abby, okay. So a lot of them, Abby's off contract, but so is Cameron Grimes. She's off contract too.
Yeah.
So they can bring it. So what they do is they can bring them in when they need them for story, and book them, and they pay them that way. but yeah, so Melissa Orway is off contract, but so is Cameron Grimes, but she's working. So I mean, I guess so that I don't have anything to do with anything. I don't know. I agree. A good villain has to have an Achilles heel or like Stefano DiMera, yes, and James Stenbeck. I feel like see, I disagree with you. I feel like Valentine was a villain when he first came on. But his redeeming quality is his love for Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. And
And
Anna.
even Anna's like he loves his daughter though. Like that you can't that's the one, even though he may be using her a little bit, but he loves his daughter. Then they brought on his father, who was worse.
Yes.
So it did Victor, and I miss, but I think I feel like Jordan has no redeeming quality. Like they shouldn't have a redeeming quality. She's just been evil, evil, evil. But I feel like with some characters, they come on a little strong. They have to write him out of it a little bit because they want to keep, because they know James Patrick Stewart is a bomb. He's the bomb. We all love him. He lifts every scene he's in. The same as a Joe Moscolo, who was Stefano, or the homeboy who played James Stenbeck on Basketball Turns, or like certain, or David Hayward on like so like there's they were villains at first. They came on villainy, but they kind of were Adam Chandler. They did things they were supposed to do, but then his Achilles heel was his twin brother, and then and so that I think you could be a villain and have an Achilles heel. I think be a villain and be pure evil. So I feel like Jordan is. I feel like Jordan is, but I think Eden, there's something broken in him somewhere. I don't know.
I'm gonna spotlight Candace's remark because she agrees. She says, I mean, I kind of think and feel Tessa might be Ian's next bride or something, since Ian's alive. Tessa's mind is open to Ian, and he knows that. So he might brainwash her or something. That's what Ian saved her. That whole thing was
Yes,
because he knew he could take advantage of that.
yes. See, I like that. Give me that story.
Yeah, I want to see that. I totally want to see him get in there and brainwash her.
Right.
Mariah trying to save her family.
That's what it is. And have Mariah try to save her family. That's an ultimate story. No, Jordan was sent to. They said Jordan was in the morgue. I'm all cremate the bitch. Cremate.
Brown at 21. Did they bury Jordan at the ranch?
No, Andrew, they didn't do that. She went to the morgue. I'm like cremate her right away. Put her in the oven.
Like burn that. When?
Yes, that beat. Yes. Jordan's trademark was that Peter Pan haircut. That's pretty funny. It looked good on her. I like with the short hair.
Talking about Peter Pan haircut.
I like that short hair. But yeah, it's that part. That part was a little weird. But we go into the actual hostage. We call it hostage scene.
Okay.
It was like a play.
Ernie said the same thing.
Yeah, it was like it felt like here's the backdrop, the living room of the ranch, or that side whatever room that is. And I always keep thinking, there's a door back there. There's an entrance over here. I kept watching an entrance here, an entrance there, the stairs down there, but they're in the main room. So I was kind of watching I got to play. I was kind of watching all parts to see what would happen. Because first he took out the guy. So he's like, come on, bring the gun over here. And he took him out, tied him up over there, whatever. And they brought the girls down. I was like, oh my God, I said, they're really doing this. You say the whole news. I was like, oh.
When he called Nicole, he calls her Nicole, right? Nicole, come on, I want you to come downstairs. And I said to Ernie, I said, if I was Nikki and I heard his voice, there's a gun upstairs somewhere. I would be grabbing that gun, conceal it, come down, and I would shoot his butt. But she comes down with, what? Did someone say something? I was like, ah. Moment totally blown.
Someone say
I would be all.
Okay, Charlie's Angels. Okay, Charlie, like, cover me, Bree. I'm ready. Yes, and actually, it is Farrah Fawcett's birthday. Just a little side note. I'm a huge fan of Farrah. She would have been 78 years old today.
Nice.
Speaking of Charlie's Angels, I had that poster and everything. It was a big thing. But no, yes, it's kind of in the same clothes they were in before, though.
Yeah.
The Nation jacket. We are a part of the rhythm. And Tami, what's that jacket, folks?
I do. I'm telling you, I am there for that jacket. I am there. Thank you for reminding me. I have to go find it.
They'll probably be cute on you, but I'm like, that jacket's a little much for me. But she's that jacket. They come down. So now we got the girls. So I was like, wow. And Michael's there, of course, because he was there to help negotiate.
It kind of scared me. I was kind of scared for Michael, because he was stepping up and getting in Ian's face. I'm like, dude, step back. Like, what are you
I
doing?
thought he was gonna get shot. I thought he was gonna get shot.
And
I
then
thought he
Lauren
was
would be
shoot him.
so mad. Lauren would be so mad at
Well,
Victor.
oh, she'd be pissed. Lauren would be pissed.
Love
That's her
it when
man.
she gets mad at Victor.
No, she'd be too. Like she would be pissed. But I thought he might get shot.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, see, I'll show you.
Yeah.
But he just knocked up the one guy. So the guy's there. Everybody's like, my reservation. So then they're all there, and Nick's there, and they're all trying to stop him. And then Adam comes. So you got Adam there now too. But he didn't call Abby, of course. I didn't call Abby. The writing, I guess the writing is terrible. Tami has so many opportunities. As you said, the writing is terrible.
There's only so much they could do, in the what?
Right. They're trying to
showtime, right?
Right. They're trying to build some whatever Brown A21. But no. But anyway, so they're all behind the chair. So they're all right there behind the chair with Victor in the chair. So that's the whole thing. And basically it was a whole kind of showdown between Victor and him. Again.
What did you think about Claire? Like, she had her moments where she was all up in his face too, verbally.
She did.
And Ian's looking at her like, you're your granddaddy's baby girl, aren't you?
She is too. I think we're finding out is that she can be where she needs to be. Because she was programmed by Jordan. I think she can compartmentalize too. I think that's the thing. I think she can be as ruthless as her grandfather. I think between, I think somebody needs to watch out. Because Summer has her mother and her, which is kind of crazy too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's yes. But I feel like, even Michael was evil too back in the day. That's true. He was. He was climbing through the wall to Christine. Yeah, his welcome to the I remember that. But here's the thing. I think the show wanted to give Eric Braeden and Victor just kind of a win. Like a real big, like, man versus man moment. They're both older, obviously. That's why you're sitting down or whatever. That's fine. But they really wanted to have the way you're like, come on, man, you're gonna get out of here a lot. Like the whole back and forth of it all. I mean, Nick had a few words. Victoria said a couple things. Nick tried to be a hothead or whatever. but Victor's just like, it's between you and me. Come on. Let's just do this. And I thought it was kind of cool because I love Eric Braeden. That's my buddy, and I hope he's around for a long time. But we don't know how much longer we're gonna have him around. Working, for sure. So I think they want to give him a big hurrah. I think, and this is a storyline where it's like against the family, Victor saves his family, which he did.
And to your point, there was that conversation in the car with Adam and Nick as they were driving to the hospital.
Yeah.
And Adam brought up, what if something had happened? Nick saw, but it didn't. So why are we even having this conversation? So they're continuing that thought. If something happens to dad, what's going to happen? What's the dynamic of the family now? Of course, Adam's thinking who's going to take over, right? He's Adam. He can't help himself.
But I think, but he does love his father, and Chelsea was like, you can admit that. It's okay to admit that because it's complicated for him. And I love that. I love Mark plays that very well. Mark Grossman plays that really well.
Very well.
But that conversation with Nick, I love that conversation too. It's kind of like my brother and I had that conversation a couple of years ago with my mother when she was going to die. We're like, if she goes, that's it. There's no one above us. That's it. I know some of you guys have been through this before where you have no more parents. And we're just like, how's our dynamic going to change? It was kind of like this weird, but like he didn't really want to talk about it, but I talk about it. So I felt like Adam in a way, like, but what if it did? What if that shot wasn't clean? What if it did? I mean, when he shot Victor, I was like, oh my God, he shot Val. Like, oh my God. I was like, they actually did. I think they actually did it. I did not see that coming, folks. I did not see that Victor would have been shot. I don't care if it was a clean wound. I thought he might shoot Michael. That would scare Victor like into doing something. or I thought maybe he'd take Nikki hostage or something. He's done it before. I just expect Victor, because I just expect him to get shot. I think they're going to judge the character. I just didn't know they were going to do that. I just didn't surprise. It was a nice surprise. I mean, not nice. It's like, there we go. It's a nice surprise. No, it was for storyline reasons. It was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
And the fact that they both were bleeding out was hilarious to me on some level. They're both sitting there. No, you're gonna sit right here. And he's like, his bleeding out, and he's bleeding out. And Nikki's by her baby. And I just thought it was very interesting. These two old guys, nemesis. I was sitting there bleeding out, waiting for the ambulance. Took a long time. I'm sorry, kids.
Yes. And it's so funny because Ian died in that chair a few times. And it reminded me, I don't know if it was Abbott and Costello or the Three Stooges, where someone dies. And then, before I go,
Yep, yes.
I just want to say, I'll never forgive you.
Then there were sometimes she was like, he's like, oh, I'm here. Like, no, you're dead. Why are you here?
Dead or not? I don't understand.
Oh my God. Yes, it was. Oh my God. Yes. So it was that ambulance took forever. But then when they had him open his eyes in the ambulance, I went, oh my God. I'm like, so he's not dead.
So I'm assuming those are separate ambulances?
Yes, they were separate.
Here's the thing though, when they cut to Ian, the sheet wasn't over his face.
No.
So that means
maybe he wasn't. Well, either way, I thought he was on his way out.
I thought he was dead. And
Yeah.
then when they cut to him in the ambulance and he gasps for that breath, I thought, oh.
Well, someone said online they think that ambulance was tainted. They're working for him. He got him to work for them and say, I'm not dead, but help me, I'll pay you lots of money or something. And they're going to help him. We don't know where he is right now.
That's what I don't understand, because everybody thought he was dead that night. And then obviously the family would be notified that he wasn't dead. He's at the hospital.
Right.
So I guess to your point, or whoever's point, somehow Ian made a deal with these folks and they took him somewhere. So he never ended up at the hospital or the morgue, right?
I guess they could say they took him to another hospital and he died. I could say that.
Right. So now he's recuperating. He's like staying low because he needs to recuperate.
Right. I was assuming, right?
Yeah. And then once he recuperates, he'll circle back and Mariah.
Yeah.
The vulture will return.
Right.
So I had to think about that. Like, what happened?
Me too. I was like, well, where is he then? And what's going on?
Let's talk about this.
Right.
It's a soap opera.
Right. Do you think Ian will come right back, or are we getting a break until later? That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, the longer he's away, the more anxiety it causes us as an audience. Because everybody in Genoa City is like happy-go-lucky, like the wicked witch is dead, right? Everyone's happy.
Right.
The audience knows, like,
remember, Phyllis paid her ambulance people, right? She did.
Yeah.
So I don't know, something there. Now, what I also enjoyed from all of this was some of the fallouts. And so when Michael's telling Sharon, "You're free, you're clear," with Nick. And Daniel walks in. I say Daniel walks in. Michael Grosade, I have to remind myself how good he is as an actor. And he is. And I know Michelle Stafford, who's my friend, of course, talks always about how good an actor he is. And people don't really pay attention to his work. His work in those scenes of he's taking everything in, and he's trying to digest it. Yet he's also at the same time thinking, I just went through all this crap. At the same time, he's thinking, I lost the love of my life. So there's several things. He played that on his face so well that it was I was like, wow, this guy, to me, this was also Emmy-worthy work to me. I mean, I just thought, I don't know, Tami, for me, it was like, he as they're just talking and filling him in and all this stuff, and his anger is still there towards Sharon. It's it's not, but it's complicated because her anger was towards him That's what Ian and Jordan played on the Cassie death. So they're inextricably linked forever.
Forever.
Now by these two events, the Cassie death and this, and the Heather death, basically. And how he's like, Heather died for no reason. It's because of something, because of you and your family. Because of you. Or because of Paul. And then he said, I gotta tell Paul. I said, I forgot about the whole Paul thing. I was like, oh my God. I forgot all about the Paul thing. So now they have a whole history. Him and Ian and Nick, because Dylan is their child. There's a whole history there too. I'm like, this thing just keeps going. I love stories like this. It keeps going bigger and bigger. But he's got to tell him that his nemesis killed his daughter. So anyway, what are your thoughts on that whole? Those are I thought so amazing.
Yeah. No, just reiterating, like, you could see Daniel holding on to his anger. Because once you let that anger, or once you start to release that anger, then you have to confront the fact that this was just random. Like you said, she died for no reason. Like, it was just so, what's the word I'm looking for? Um,
It's senseless.
Pointless, senseless. And to have someone that you love so dearly have it be such a senseless act,
Yeah.
that you don't even want to go there. So let's
Right.
just hold on to the anger for as long as you can.
Right.
Right? So, and to your point, he played that brilliantly. And when he was on the park bench,
Oh.
that monologue,
Oh.
and the Y&R had the audacity to zoom in for a close-up
They did.
as he was doing it. I'm getting goosebumps, and
Yeah.
just the tears and the pain. And I was like, somebody walk in and help him.
They walk in.
Come on.
Nobody. It's winter time. Nobody's walking by.
I know. So yeah, it's just gonna be, I mean, you thought Sharon had dealt with what happened years ago, but she told him, you don't ever get over it.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
You don't. You just
I can't. I don't want to imagine, but I'm sure. I'm sure you can.
manage it or
Yeah.
compartmentalize it, but you don't ever get over it. And so they're, I hate to say it, but they're even,
I know. It's. I know.
right?
It's a weird thing. It's just
Horrible.
soap opera context. Soap opera context.
Oh,
Yes. It's. We have 51 people watching. Oh my God. Well, thank you.
why
Hit that
and
like.
R? Woo!
I know. But no, it's. I know what you're saying. It's a weird thing to say,
So
but
weird.
it's kind of true. Like an
Yeah.
eye for an eye
And
kind of thing.
and these scenarios weren't intentional.
No,
Daniel never meant to do anything. Sharon never meant to do anything. But this snowball of circumstances resulted in this and this,
hi George. The chat is kind of mixed. So I think Veronica, I know you said you hate how they have given Daniel a resolution about Heather, but that's actually the resolution. Heather's dead. Unfortunately, that's like real life. Everything's fair. And she's not alive in a jail somewhere alive. Like that she's dead.
the
So
even
now
the
he has to,
resolution is Ian Ward did it. That's the truth. It's
right,
not Sharon.
right.
You got
But
to take it up with
but
Ian.
Tami, the folks in the chat are very mixed about her getting off.
Yeah.
And she did do other stuff, but she was under the influence of drugs.
Exactly.
So folks, how do you go after Sharon? Yes, she physically did this stuff under drugs.
Yeah.
She would have done it if she was sober and clean. She would have
Yeah.
done it. That's just not Sharon. She would have done it. And she's not walking. She's not saying she didn't do it. So she's like, yeah, I know I did it, but it really wasn't me. It was me, but it wasn't me. And she's not
And,
over apologizing. She's not over simplifying it. She's like, I know I did it.
and she didn't take the PCP willingly.
Right,
It was like on Bold with Brooke when Sheila was, spiking her water,
right.
and started drinking, and she didn't start drinking willingly, like with Nikki on Y&R.
Nikki, right.
None of that was willingly.
No,
And that's even more like, how can you blame someone for any of their actions when
right.
this didn't start by their own choice.
Right. I
That's
know.
that's so
But Phyllis
toxic.
didn't pay either. I know. The thing is, I mean, the thing with Phyllis too is like part of her stuff. She's trying to save her family too from that creepy guy. Like it's like there's these outside influences that are kind of coming in. I know it's the soaps, we drag license, but they're kind of stirring the pot and bring out these sides of people trying to do stuff to say it's. And I know it's all soaps. It's crazy.
But I
Um,
will say, I'm really sick and tired of Sharon taking this high road, caring about how everybody else feels. Like, I'm hoping they're setting her up for a nervous breakdown where she finally has to confront all the trauma that she's been through. Because again, she's only thinking about Mariah, and she's only thinking about Daniel, and she's only thinking about other people. And she's telling Nick, I'm fine, I'm fine. Like, and what's gonna happen with that storyline? Are Nick and Sharon ever gonna get back together?
there's that, but then see, wait till Phyllis finds out everything. And Nick and Phyllis are tied too, right? They're tied also. We haven't got there yet. We haven't got to Michelle yet. So like that's the next part of the storyline is that everybody agrees that great. No, it's great ensemble acting. I totally agree with you completely.
Yeah.
Um, so but we haven't heard from Lucy yet. We haven't heard from Phyllis yet. We haven't heard from Summer yet. We haven't heard anything from that side of the family. I know because we got Kyle and Claire got together, and Claire filled Kyle in. But I thought they were like, oh yeah, it's like the day I've got they're dating. Whatever they're dating. Yeah.
That moment where Kyle, he comes over, Claire tells him everything that happened, right?
Right, right.
The edited cliff notes of what happened. And
Yeah,
he feels like he's gonna help her, and he fixes her a cup of tea.
yeah,
And to Haley's credit, man, she looked at that cup.
yeah.
She
I was
picked
laughing.
it up, and
I
then
was
she's like,
laughing.
"Yeah, I'm just gonna put it down for a second."
Yes, but she didn't tell everything. She didn't. He said she didn't say her. She poisoned her. She didn't say that.
Yeah, no, no, no. It was the
So
new.
I know Ken Clark. I know you say you're still side eyeing her. He's still side eyeing Claire. Maybe you're right. Maybe we're all wrong. Who knows? Maybe Claire is now this damaged person on the side who could go back and forth. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Wait till Kyle finds out that. So that should be interesting too. That's good actually to keep that off for a little while. That's good. That's good. That's good fodder for later. For
Yeah,
ones for later.
because that's why he ended things with Summer. Like, you weren't honest with me. You weren't
Right.
honest with me.
But then you find that out.
Mhm.
Summer's like, yes, V. Summer's like coming to be like, excuse me, she killed her own aunt.
But she
I
didn't.
Yeah, I know. But the whole thing, like she was going to kill her. So she literally,
Yeah.
like, it's gonna come out, of course. But see, I'm wondering what's going to happen with Claire. What's going to happen with Mariah? Is she on her way to having a nervous breakdown like her mother? People have mentioned that.
Yeah.
And if they give Cameron a chance, she'll act her ass off, folks. She'll give it to you. Like we said with Sharon. Finally, Sharon had a storyline. We're so happy she would just fill up coffee cups.
Because we were
Uh,
so mad for so long. It's like, what is
were.
she doing in this coffee shop? Stop it.
But she showed us she can act. I think that homegirl can do it. So I think so. It's interesting. She did say that her mom. I'm just saying though, Claire has many options. She can tell Kyle she did it if she wanted to, but she chose not to. So I'm just curious what effects that'll have later. Because what did Matt Atkinson say? You know what he said. So I'm just saying that it's going to be sitting out there. And so the thing about CBS soaps, it may come out tomorrow or a year from now. I don't know how they
They're still waiting for the axe to fall on Diane.
right. So anything can happen.
Years later, or whatever.
Right. So I'm just saying it's one of those things where we can hold that in our little pocket on the side. It doesn't have to come out right now. And they get closer and then something happens and
So
I'm
can
like,
I just, I, and my heart broke in the weirdest way. That
okay,
last conversation between Cameron and Sharon.
okay, yes.
She sees him one more time, and he's very comforting to her and supportive and like, well done, girl.
And kissed her on the cheek.
And he called her baby or something.
Yeah.
Take care, baby. And it's like, I don't want you to go.
It was, and a lot of fans felt the same way. I read a lot of fans were like,
God.
we liked him being her figment of her imagination, kind of. And he was, well, Lyndon Ashford's just so good. I mean, he's
Oh,
just again, just I mean, the talent they're getting on this show is really good. These are all guys, older guys, folks. Ain't all for the young kids, and these are all the older men. And they're holding. I'm here for the old folks. They're holding it down. They're holding it down.
Amen.
He just such a great job in that piece of the role, part of that cycle of that role, because it wasn't the real life. Now you're a figment, but you're still being Cameron, but you're in her head. Like I thought it was well done.
Yeah.
It was unexpected. It was well done. But that goodbye was unexpected too. It was like, okay, and he kissed her and then he went away. I was like, wow. Goodbye, bloody shirt. Yeah, exactly.
I
Right.
wonder if he asked Wardrobe if he could take that shirt home.
I would for my archives. I would. I mean, hilarious. I would say I have several bloody shirts, and they kept changing them. That'd be great. Victoria looked like she was ready to throw down with Ian. There was a point, that was her baby. She was in there. Victoria was like, She was like, I'm waiting for excited for someone to find out another custody about. And I'm saying they're holding on to it. They're holding on to it for something. I think they're holding on to it. I like this. I appreciate that Y&R uses their older cast.
Yeah.
Today I was like, connection to older guys. Yes, the older guys, the old guys. I'm always talking about that. We have a lot to offer, and we can still act.
Mm-hmm.
So these are you can still do from. And again, just think about this for a second, everybody. These are 60 to 100 pages of dialogue per episode, and these guys and gals and whoever in between are learning their dialogue, and rarely a misstep. I mean, all their monologues, there's really any kind of like hiccup or mistake or or stutter. They did their work seamlessly. Colleen, him, and they all did their work and gave us the soapy drama we wanted.
Yep. They bring it that first take, man.
Yeah. And that's those are legends. That's what you do.
Those scenes between Jordan and Ian in the hotel room where she finally leaves, were just gold.
I know.
Just, oh my gosh. It was like watching play. You're just like,
yeah. And we did get a piece of Nick talking to Chelsea about Adam. That's kind of funny because she's in the ranch now. Chelsea and Connor at the ranch.
Chelsea, I want to be Chelsea. She's all like looking like.
I know she did do that. She did do that. It's like,
yeah.
Oh my god, it's so bad. But I thought it was hilarious. He's like, I just want to tell you about my brother. Like, she's like, I know what's going on. I'm good. But it was kind of cute between the two of them, kind of talk about that. And because I'm sorry, I don't like Chelsea with Billy. I don't. And I don't want her with Adam either. I kind of like her a little bit. But I want her. I don't really. What did you think about Adam wondering when will Victor? We just talked about that. We just talked about that earlier.
Did something ever happen between Nick and Chelsea?
I can't remember. Folks at home, did anything happen between Nick and Chelsea? I can't remember. Okay. You have to tell me. Don't tell me. I can't remember. I want to say no.
I love that. Girl, just Adam his agenda. He's gonna try to reel you in. He may say that, but
all these sweets here. I was the one with the bathroom that since I went. She was like, I was laughing. I was like, okay. I was like, hello. Okay, Chelsea and Nick were engaged. So I forgot about all that.
So he's got, he cares about her. I mean, you could tell he cared about her, but I wasn't sure. Was there history?
I can't remember that either. Yes. Oh, okay. They got together when Justin Hartley left. So there's a little bit of time I didn't watch the show. So okay, got it. Yes, they and Chelsea were together. Okay, thank you.
Wow. All right.
Okay, well, there you go. Actually, I don't mind them together. Actually, kind of.
I don't either.
I like them, but Adam wants her. He wants her back.
Totally.
Remember when Adam went to jail and asked to have children? Well, I'm saying that part sounds familiar. But after a little, I didn't watch for like a few months or so. I just was busy doing something. And I didn't watch for a few months. So I probably missed that whole section. Nick has been with every woman. I guess so. And why not? Shit, he's hot. Why not? Nick's been with, I like that Veronica. Nick's been with every woman. Woo! Why not? It is hot. But no, it was a good week. It was a good week. I think next week we got back to business as usual. So I'm really curious to see what they. I saw Damon was in one scene, and I was so again we'll get back
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah,
Yes,
actually.
Tammy. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because Tabby brings up Billy's new house is so nice. Tabby brought it up last week. She loved the place, right, Tabby? You loved
And
it.
then we got to see the bedroom this week.
Yes, yes. She loves it. She loves that set. She does.
Yes,
So
I
you bring
love
that up.
it. I love
Watch last week's
Sally.
episode.
I love Sally yelling, "I'm thirsty." That
Yeah.
was awesome. I do, today's quote of the week was from Janaea. I was robbed from a kidnapping, but
Yes.
I do have a quote of the week from the show.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So this is this when Victor is berating the three gals.
Oh,
What were you thinking? Yada, yada, yada. And Claire is trying to save them and saying it was my idea. This was all my idea. They tried to talk me out of it, but there was no way I was not going to go through with this. And Victor leans into Claire and he says, I don't want you to ever do that again alone.
I know. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Lost it.
That was good.
Don't ever do that again.
Right, all right, of course, that's all I know.
Just make sure you tell me next time. Oh my
I
God, that was
I
priceless.
think Victor and Claire should have more scenes together. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they have chemistry. I know they're trying to put her and Nikki together, they're fine. I think the winner is her and Victor. She's more like him.
Doppelganger, mini me.
Because remember, if you think about it, Victoria's more like him than Nick is. So it's kind of going down the line. Yes, and he said, and where was Cole?
I know. I thought about that too.
I asked in the chat, you guys, your guess was good. Not on the show that week. I know. I mean, he was not. I don't. He hasn't found out either. We haven't seen him either. Find out that his girls were kidnapped and like gun. I mean, we don't know. We have no idea, kids.
Who?
What?
Is he a writer? What does Cole do?
Yeah, he's a writer. Yes, he's the author.
He's an author? Okay, so he's writing somewhere. He's off the grid writing.
So that's what Tammy says. He's in New York. I just would say it's kind of funny. Nowhere. He's nowhere, Samantha. He's just nowhere. I'm like, well, where he is? Don't know where he is. Like he just not here. Is Billy's house Victoria's house remodeled? I can see. Her house had the front door, stair. So I thought
That's the house that she killed, what's his name in?
yeah. But she
Mm,
had like I don't think it is.
no, it's like complete no.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same. I'm sorry, I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same. I was layout looks I don't think I'm looking at her. Her layout is very different. It's very
Yeah.
different. So, it's the same sets, of course. Yeah, I mean it's all CBS Television City, but yeah, but that's the only thing they have.
Door and then step down, like you said, into living room with the French doors.
Yeah, the French
Over there in the
doors.
fireplace. Yeah.
They said no, Billy's house is the old Jordan's house.
Oh, that I don't remember.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Victor offered a job over at Newman Publishing. That house burned down. Yeah. So that house, her house did burn down. I'm saying the set doesn't look the same to me. It doesn't look the same to me at all. Let's see. Which other job? Can't stand call. Okay. So yeah. All right. So yes, 55 people watching. I think it's the most we've had watch ever this morning. We want to thank you for watching us.
Yes.
On your Sunday morning, on February 2nd. We're gonna end here, guys. That's all there was. I mean, literally, that's all there was. Give us 15 minutes, 11:30. We'll be back for the bold and the beautiful. Boy, we got a lot. Every storyline, I got something to say. Every storyline, I got something to say. It's gonna be crazy talk. But thank you we'll tell you where you can follow us after that show. You know you can follow us. But please like, subscribe, comment to this channel. I love the comments. I love the subscription. I wish I could have a Young and Restless fan page on Facebook, but I've had 9 of them. They've been all taken down. Someone's against me, so they won't let me have one. I've tried, and it's not Young and Restless CBS. They were like, we like their page. We have no problem, but I keep getting it. They keep getting taken down. So I have no idea who's that. I don't know. Whoever out there hates me, screw you. But I do have a Bold page and a GH page, and those you can follow those. If you like those shows, follow those. But I will never have a Y&R page on Facebook. I keep trying, you guys.
Oh, I'm in Spotlight?
Yeah, I used to have one. I used to have 7,000 followers, and people keep you can take it down. And I fought with Facebook, and they won't. Facebook doesn't care. It's like you're starting new ones with different names. So someone's after me. Apparently, they said someone's after me. I made someone mad, apparently. So there you go. But we do have a Y&R page on Instagrams. Go ahead and follow us there. The Y&R Spotlight on Instagram. You say hi to us over there. But everybody, take care of yourselves. Be careful wherever you are. Weather is crazy out there. Be careful. Be back again. 15 minutes for a bold, if you're a Bold Beautiful watcher. Watch us there. Bye.